Përshëndetje, everyone, and welcome back to the EaglePod, where we uncover the inspiring stories of Albanians who have conquered challenges and have soared to new heights. Today, we welcome Henri Ndreca as our guest. Henry holds a bachelor's and master's of sciences in accounting and finance. He is co-founder of T-Blocks, which is a blockchain-based marketplace in the Balkan region, and has translated the best-selling book, The Bitcoin Standard, into Albanian. I'm so excited to have you on the pod. To start off like I usually do, I want to ask you about your upbringing in Albania and just have you kind of introduce yourself a bit.
Thanks so much, Lori, for inviting me on your podcast. It's a real pleasure to talk among Albanians over the world and have the opportunity to reach them, as we say. So about my upbringing, I was born and raised in Tirana, in Albania, by a middle class, very loving family that always pushed me to learn new things, and they always gave me the freedom to explore my curiosity. So I did all my high school in Albania, finance and accounting, as you said. I did in Tirana, in public university, the bachelor's degree, and then the master's degree in accounting. I did it in a private university. But then since we got internet in Albania, which wasn't the same time that it was in US, like I think it was 2008 when it became really massive and democratized. I got involved into that space, exploring the depths of internet, and really got into tech and innovation. So I'd say that I'm raised in a country with Albanian values, traditional values, but along the way, as I grew up, I also gathered all this global cultural characteristics and the learnings and knowledge, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a short intro about the upbringing.
Yeah. So you still live in Tirana, correct?
Yeah. So for the people hearing us, I'm in Charlotte currently. So that explains why that fan is there. Yeah.
Do they not have fans in Albania?
That is not popular in Albania. We straight have ACs. We don't have things that hang on the ceiling. But yeah, I'm in Charlotte with this U.S. Department of State program, which selects business leaders from across Europe, and they bring it to U.S. for a 1-month fellowship. But yeah, I still live in Tirana, in Albania, and I love living there and having an impact in that country. I think the possibilities are enormous.
Yeah, endless. So just comparing the two cities, and I believe you've been in a couple of states here in the US as well. What do you see that kind of just like surprises you about like American culture?
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be honest, nothing really surprises me since
Okay.
I felt American culture since I was a young boy, right? So I've been exposed to that kind of culture since early on. And that, I'd say, really doesn't leave room for surprises. What I'd say probably is that comparing Albania with US, I'm not saying that it's like apple and oranges, but uh, it's US is a very developed country. It holds like other foundational values in place, like the way that the economy works and the way that the constitution and laws work and the way that the society is organized is something that we strive in Albania and in Europe, I think.
As I mentioned previously, a co-founder of T-Blocks. Can you just kind of explain to our audience what T-Blocks is, the mission and vision for it, and kind of what inspired you to launch a startup? In simplest terms, if you can, because a lot of people out there.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it really simple. So I
Okay.
cultivated this thing to talk simply because I meet a lot of people, and so the best way that I can explain T-Blocks, knowing that we have an Albanian audience, Albanian diaspora, is that have you guys ever tried to invest in Albania in a digital way? Like apart from just traveling, taking the plane and going in Tirana or going into Durrës or in Vlora in Saranda and just meeting like 5 different brokers and trying to buy a property or invest in something else? I bet you haven't, right? Because
Yeah.
there is like a go-to place, like a digital platform where you can invest while being safe and secure, that these investments are protected and they hold the best international standards. Like they exist in US, they exist in Europe, which is like they are investment contracts basically. So what T-Blocks does is that we recognize that Albania and the Balkans region is a bit secluded from the global market. So it's not easy for foreign investors to have exposure in this market. And our whole idea is to enable access to Albanian investments and Balkan markets, not only because I'm Albanian, but for foreign investors, it's also a great opportunity to participate in the upside that these markets are having, right? So for foreign investors and Albanian diaspora, it's like an opportunity to hedge their investments and to participate in being in the next Bali of Europe or next Maldives, as it's often portrayed in the media.
Yeah.
So our mission at T-Blocks is to connect and to transform real estate investing in Albania and the Balkans region, and connecting real estate developers and owners with global investors through innovative technology within global international frameworks. While our vision, what really started T-Blocks, was the passion to redefine and democratize alternative investment in Europe and emerging economies, and to foster a seamless gateway or seamless bridge with global markets.
Okay.
So yeah, that's about T-Blocks. I think you had another question, like
Yes.
what is
Kind
a
of what
startup or
inspired you to launch a
oh
startup? Because I've seen like you worked for many different companies. You were a Web3 consult,
yeah
at Bio Community,
yeah yeah.
member of
So
all these others. So
I'm gonna say like, so it relates with my upbringing, right? So I
Mhm.
told you that I the year when Albania really got cheap internet that was affordable for everyone was around 2008.
Mhm.
Facebook was just out, all these communities were just out, and then I really was exposed to that global but virtual community of innovation, right? And I always had this desire to leave an impact in my country, but that I didn't have like a chance to really do it in person,
Yeah.
right? Because Albania, it didn't offer many opportunities at the time. So I was always exposed to like in innovative but virtual community, but like couldn't really do something physically in Albania. And I still watered the flowers of my knowledge in that sense, and was waiting for the time where I'd be meeting like persons or individuals that were resonated with my journey. And it's one of those guys, an Albanian American, exactly, living in South Carolina. He came in Albania and he wanted to do the first blockchain startup, and it's where I started as a consultant, and I really got an idea of what can be done in the country. So I think that I always wanted to start something or to leave an impact. I didn't know it would be a startup. I didn't know what age or what kind of domain it would be. That became more clear after my university years, after like I really uh, understood that I'm gonna serve this space, which is only blockchain and finance, right? So
Yeah.
I funneled in that space, and I didn't really spend a lot of time into other stuff. And things just came naturally. I mean, if you are manifesting and you are working towards your goal, I mean, the right people just come.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe in that as well.
Yeah.
So it's good that you stuck with it and you're co-founder of this great startup. Uh, I also, so talking about the Bitcoin standard, so is that kind of the
Yeah,
beginning of
yeah.
you trying to get
To like
Albanians interested?
leave an impact, because yeah,
Okay.
it felt really alone when I started to educate myself around blockchain and cryptos,
Yeah.
because like I was only interacting with this virtual community. No, not a lot of people from our region really had something important to say because they were not building something big, right? We didn't have like capital and knowledge. So yeah, and when I started to really get into it, right? And when I started to understand the potential and impact of blockchain, I then refocused all my professional goals around that topic. And even when I was in Bachelor and Masters, I think they were the first academic papers about Bitcoin and blockchain, like 2018 and 2019, when I did like two of my bachelor theses, one bachelor thesis and the other one is master's. And after that, I still saw that there was a lack of knowledge in Albania around crypto. So it wasn't like the sound and the right knowledge that I wanted my community to have. You know, it was mostly about speculation, like buying these meme coins, buying these Shiba coins and dog, which I will like. I know that they are meme coins, but it's not like they have a lot of intrinsic value, right? So I wanted to do something to educate my community about what's intrinsic and what's necessary for them to know. And that's when one day I went to our biggest bookstore in Tirana. It's called Adrian. And then I was browsing if there was the book about Bitcoin. I asked the person there if there is a book about Bitcoin. They told me no. So in that moment, it just felt natural for me to just outreach to the writer of the Bitcoin Standard, which now is the #1 best-selling book in the world.
Yeah.
And I asked him, like, I never wrote a book, I never translated the book, you know, so I didn't know what process was that. I just asked him, like, how can I translate this into Albanian? And he just guided me to his like publishing house, and that's when I did it. And it's only been like a passion project, you know. It's like I just did it, I got it out, and I really don't know like how much copies it sold or like where is it marketed and so on and so forth.
Yeah. That's so
But
good.
yeah,
You're inspiring.
and I think that it's part of that journey because that book it has an intangible value. It really opens some doors later on, right? So it makes you like a recognizable figure, someone that gives back to his community, and it opens door for future collaborations with entities. So
Oh yeah, for sure. It's also inspiring, the younger generation, people who have no clue what Bitcoin is, go in a
yeah,
library, see this book, okay, let me pick it up
yeah.
and read it. And hopefully, so how long did it take you to translate the book?
To translate the book,
Mhm.
so it took me just 1 month to translate the
1
book
month.
because like yeah, I was really passionate. I really just wanted to get over with it,
Mhm.
and it took me 1 month to translate it. I just it was from December 2020 until January
Yeah.
2021. So that period I just got locked in my home, like
Mm.
I wasn't going out at all.
Yeah. Yeah, like
And it was
most of
you
us.
know, in living in Albania, you have a lot of social pressure, you know. So it's a very I think Albania is one of the most extroverted countries in Europe. It's a chart that I saw, yeah. So it's really hard if you want to be independent and pursue something that is not like the social norm. It's hard to do it, you know, because there is a lot of social pressure in the positive sense, right? It's a very great community feeling of going out. And if you really need to get things done, you really need to be isolated at times.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, after the book, it's when I became like more involved with that startup with Vial at first, and that led me to also build a community there in Tirana. And after Vial is when I started T-Blocks with my co-founder, with Annie, who like is one of the main driving forces to push the vision and to make it possible.
Today's fun fact is short and sweet. Albania's recently made history at Euro 2024 by scoring the quickest goal ever in the tournament against Italy after just 23 seconds into the match. Albania has qualified twice for the European Championships, once in 2016 and now again in 2024. On both occasions, they directly qualified after securing a top 2 spot in their qualifying group. We're all wishing the best of luck to Albania, and now back to our guest speaker. Awesome. And I just want to say, being born in Albania and living in Albania, your English is pretty good, pretty perfect.
Thank you. Yeah, it's blame it on music and movies.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you have to be smart though to really learn a whole language from like music and movies like that. Because like I've
Yeah.
tried with Spanish and French, and we're still not proficient.
Yeah, but I think that nowadays we only need English, it's like
Yeah,
one or
I
two
agree.
languages because so it's easier. And I'd say that also like Albanians in Tirana, their English is really good. So it's not only mine.
Yeah.
Like okay, I've cultivated the sense of business English, right? But even like when you go there, like tourists, they feel really welcome because they get to really not be lost.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of misconceptions about like foreign people about Albania, a small country, and one of them is that they think that we are like a third world country, like they can get around. It's a very special language, and that's it. Yeah.
Country. I feel like we've grown a lot within the last like 15 years or so. So, which is
Yes. I think it's an exponential growth in the last 10 years. We can always do better,
Mhm.
but as a Mediterranean country, it's hard to do better when you have like good weather, when you have good food and and
Oh,
sun is
you're
always
saying everyone's
shining.
just comfortable in their own
Oh yeah,
little.
oh yeah. There was this study. I don't know. It was in Europe, but there was this study that really found a correlation between like good weather and good food with like populations that didn't have a good weather, like Nordic countries,
Uh-huh.
right? Or good resources, and not having good resources like forces you to just like outperform yourself.
Yeah. Oh, makes sense though. So I was doing a little bit of research on you, and I saw that you had a podcast that you
Oh
co-founded,
yeah. Oh
the
yeah, that's
Crypto
nice.
Friends podcast.
Crypto
How is that
Friends.
going? Is that still?
No, that's so we ended up Crypto Friends when we got more involved with T-Blocks, because when you build a startup, you really have to sacrifice a lot of things, and you really have to be focused on building, at least when it's the beginning stage. But the whole idea of Crypto Friends was in line with why I translated the book.
Mhm.
It was education and awareness about the community, and like being able to boil down the hard topics that were happening in the world,
Mhm.
right? And making them more digestible for our people in Albania, and explaining to them like the mechanics of how the digital asset market worked, right? And part of that podcast is also my co-founder, Aini. So it was Aini, I, and two programmers, and we did a considerable amount of episodes,
Mhm.
and we got great feedback, to be honest. But as I said, I mean, at some point, we need to be focused more on our stuff, and that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is it out on Spotify
The
or Apple?
podcast, no,
No.
no. Yeah, it's only on YouTube.
Oh, okay,
And
gotcha.
it's Spotify in Albania, so it's not very popular for podcasts, I'd say. It's more
Okay,
popular just for music. Yeah.
gotcha. So how do people listen to their podcast in Albania? Just YouTube?
YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube. Gotcha. All right. And then I guess last question for today is, what advice would you give to people wanting to launch their own startups but don't know where to begin?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think that if you really have something in your heart that you want to pursue,
Hmm.
but don't know where to begin, you should just find the right people, the right community first, right? You didn't like, I'd say start with education. We know like internet and Google, it's always there for you to ask the basic questions, for you to have like a basic understanding of where do you go,
Yeah.
but having a community, like just connecting with people that are part of the thing that you want to do, right? And picking their brain or getting their advice. I mean, people love to help,
Yeah.
right? People love to help. So if you'd start like a startup in technology, I mean, in every country, in every city in Tirana, it's a growing startup hub. It's still not mature yet, but a lot of programmers, a lot of events. Like the best way is just to go into these events and to connect with people on LinkedIn, and you need to cultivate a bit of social skills just to like break out of your shell and
Yeah.
just ask for help. It's not, I mean it, like everyone wants to help. Sometimes I fall into this idea that I'm too shy to ask for something, but when people ask me for things, I'm always open to help them, and it's the same thing
Yeah.
when you want to ask for.
Mhm.
So if you want to start a startup, it's first of all, just get the basic education from Google or YouTube. I think there are a lot of great content there.
Yeah.
And the next thing is just uh, you need to be social and to join a community and interact with people and test your idea so that they can say to you like, this might work, this won't work, So you need this harsh truth. And there is this common expression about startups that I really like. And I first heard it when I joined a virtual US accelerator, and it was like their slogan there is, "It takes a village to grow a startup."
Okay.
So if you want to really do a startup, you never think to do it alone, or never think to do it only you and your co-founder. It always takes more people. It always takes your family, because probably they might be your first supporters, and it takes like experts from the community, as they might be the ones that are validating your business, your startup, and things like that.
Yeah. Awesome piece of advice. Now we're just gonna switch over to the last segment of the pod, the rapid fire round, where I ask you 10 fun questions and you have to
Okay,
answer.
like fast, like
Well, we have
quick.
to answer fast, but like if you want
Okay,
to elaborate or like kind of talk
okay,
a little bit more, like we can do that too, because I think it's just fun.
okay.
Okay. First question. When are you most happiest?
I mean, these are hard questions. I think I'm most happiest when I'm just following my journey. I'm not distracted, and things are working, and I can see that they will work. It's
Yeah. All right.
when
Favorite,
like when I'm closer to like fulfilling my purpose.
yeah. Little steps that get you there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Favorite childhood memory.
Wow, it's these are hard. I mean, the
Just like
first
the
questions
think of
were
like the first
easier.
thing that pops in your head when I ask you these questions.
First childhood memory. I mean,
No, not first. Favorite.
no, favorite.
Favorite childhood
Favorite. I
memory.
don't know. Like, wow, it's really hard. I'm blocked. So the problem with building a startup is that you are blocked on your past. You are always thinking ahead.
You don't have any.
So I have a lot,
Just
for favorite.
too many to
I
talk
mean,
about.
yeah. I have one. It's like getting into fights with my older sister.
Okay.
Like big fights. We
Aw.
we don't do that anymore. It's peaceful.
All right. Favorite book.
Favorite book. So on novels, I'd say probably it's the Alchemist. Yeah, it's probably a bit cliche, right?
What's a good
Uh,
book? There's a reason why it's so cliche.
it's a reason because it talks about like the inner feelings or inner destinies, inner conversations that we have with ourselves in order to like reach our purpose and ultimately be happy, right?
Yeah.
It connected with the first question that you asked.
Yep. All right.
And yeah, and probably no, there are a lot of books, so I let's
Yeah.
stay with the Alchemist. Yeah.
Okay. Tirana or Charlotte?
Tirana. Tirana. Come on.
You want to
It's
elaborate a
EaglePod.
little bit?
It's EaglePod. What do you expect me to say? I mean, Tirana, it's where home is, where
Mhm.
family, where friends.
Yeah.
It's a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
If you grow up and you like still are there, it's a bit overwhelming because you have amassed all of this big social circle. Like
Opportunity.
everywhere you go, you have people, but sometimes you just need some bit privacy. But I think Tirana only for the reason that uh, you can see the transformation of the city,
Mhm.
right? And you can really leave an impact there.
Yeah. So would you ever move to the US if given the chance?
If it fits within my purpose, yes. I mean, as long as I'm doing something that fits with my purpose and I feel that I'm providing value,
Uh-huh.
yes, yes. I'd also move to India if that was the case, you know.
India,
Oh yeah, if it's fulfilling, I mean,
you
it's
would.
all about yeah,
Gotcha. All right. Summer or winter?
winter.
Winter.
I'm from North Albania. I didn't I didn't say that earlier. So
All right. What is your most used emoji?
let me check. Let me check. It's probably like the laugh. Yeah, it's the laugh and the
Rolling
prayer.
laugh?
No, just like
The
the
actual
normal laugh and the prayer for like thank you, you know,
yeah.
and the praise. Yeah, you're building great stuff.
Awesome. Who is your celebrity doppelganger?
They tell me it's Adam Levine. I don't know
Adam
if that's true.
Levine. Oh my
Levine,
God.
Levine, yeah, I don't know. And they also mentioned, I think, Michael Fassbender, you know, the guy that plays Voldemort at Harry Potter,
No.
but not the Voldemort character, but I checked him out. He's a pretty decent guy, so yeah.
All right. What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Oh, like read or watch a movie or just be in nature.
Mm, okay. Sweet or savory?
Both.
Okay, if you could have one though for the rest of your life, sweet or savory?
Savory.
Maybe that was a dumb way to phrase it. All right. Favorite thing about the US?
Um, I mean, it's the openness
Hmm.
and like just being able to get what you want. I mean, just ask what you want and
Yeah.
that's it.
And then lastly, favorite Albanian food.
Favorite Albanian food.
Come on, that's not a hard
Uh,
one.
yeah, but look, I like
You just love too many things.
pasterma. Pasterma, you know, it's like mishitat. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah. So that's
Pas-
pasterma is like mishitat.
Okay.
It's something that in the north and also in the south, but mostly in the north they do, which is like more. I'm a meat guy,
Mhm.
but I'd say flea. You know, flea.
Yeah.
It's also like a northern dish that my
Mhm.
mother still cooks perfectly, and there are some. I don't know the English term, but njala. You know njala? There is a
Like eels?
eels, yeah, eels. But look, there is a place in
My
Leja.
mom loves those too, though. You can
Yeah,
never, she tried them here in the US, but she's like, they're not the same as
they're
Albania.
not the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
in Leja,
Mhm.
there is a place called Diela Venoshi. It's like uh, Tandafili Mystic. There is this couple,
Uh-huh.
and I think they've had that place for the past 20 to 30 years, you know. But it's just by a lagoon,
Okay.
and they make the best eels, the best njala with like olive oil and directly in the grill, so it's perfect. Yeah,
Right. Gotta try it when I go to Albania
yeah,
sometime, hopefully
yeah.
soon.
So sometimes this year.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just want to wrap this up by saying thank you. I know this will inspire and motivate so many other individuals to do big things. So I will link your socials down below. And for those of you that are watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down
Yeah.
below.
Yeah, and please, so I'd also like to thank you for this initiative. Like I feel that Albanians need to be more united, and I feel that we need to see each other more, and we need to follow each other's journeys,
Yeah.
whatever country that we are, because in the end, I truly believe that we are emotionally connected to that small country, and a lot of Albanians over the world that I have met and I have talked to, they still like in deep down in their hearts, they want to come back to Albania and do something, you know.
Yeah.
So and if I can have a request for you, like we have this short form for T blocks that we want to just, it's 5 questions. We just want to measure interest from people if they are open to invest in emerging economies and if they would invest.
Yeah.
That's all. And if you can also link that in the
Of course.
description.
Of course. If
Yeah.
you have anything else you want me to link, I'm more than happy to do so.
Okay, Lori. Thank you. Thank you for this initiative and for the invitation. And I hope to see EaglePod at the heights of
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.